Keir Starmer is known for his calm and measured approach in interviews. But this time, things didn't go according to plan. Facing the relentless questioning of Andrew Neil, one of Britain's toughest political interviewers, Starmer found himself in an uncomfortable position. What started as a routine political discussion quickly spiraled into an intense exchange, one that left the Labour leader visibly frustrated and struggling to regain control. So what exactly happened? And why is this moment making waves across the political landscape? Let's break it down. The interview that caught Starmer off guard. Andrew Neil is notorious for his no-nonsense approach when grilling politicians. His style is direct, forensic, and unrelenting. Starmer, often seen as a skilled debater, entered the interview expecting tough questions. But what he didn't anticipate was just how aggressively Neil would push back. The exchange started off with questions about Labour's economic policies, a topic Starmer has carefully crafted his messaging around. But when Neil pressed him on the details, asking for specifics on tax plans, spending commitments, and how Labour intends to balance the books, Starmer's confidence began to waver. At one point, when Neil asked a direct yes or no question about Labour's stance on a key issue, Starmer dodged with a long-winded response. Neil, unimpressed, cut in sharply. "That's not an answer, Mr. Starmer." And that's when things took a turn. Starmer loses his composure. Viewers watched as Starmer's usual controlled demeanor started to crack. His responses became more defensive, his frustration increasingly visible. He attempted to shift the conversation, but Neil wasn't letting him off the hook. Each attempt to sidestep was met with another pressing question, forcing Starmer into an uncomfortable corner. Then came the moment that set social media ablaze. Neil, with his signature sharp delivery, hit Starmer with a direct challenge on a past statement, one that seemingly contradicted his current stance. Starmer, caught off guard, hesitated for a brief second. Instead of regaining control, he stumbled over his words, struggling to provide a clear answer. The awkward silence that followed was enough to make even his strongest supporters wince. It was a rare sight. Keir Starmer, a man who prides himself on legal precision and careful articulation, appearing flustered and unable to assert dominance in a debate. Social media reaction, divided opinions. It didn't take long for clips of the exchange to go viral. Twitter exploded with reactions, with hashtags like #StarmerVS.Neil and #meltdown trending within hours. Starmer's critics saw it as a major blow, with many arguing that he had been exposed under real pressure. If he can't handle Andrew Neil, how's he supposed to handle running the country? One user commented. Another wrote, "This is the weakest we've ever seen Starmer. No clear answers, no leadership." But his supporters pushed back, claiming that Neil's interview style was deliberately aggressive. "Andrew Neil interrupts and talks over everyone," one person tweeted. This wasn't an interview, it was a setup. Others praised Starmer for keeping his composure as long as he did, despite the relentless questioning. What this means for Starmer and Labour. For Keir Starmer, this interview will undoubtedly be a learning experience. While he has built a reputation as a strong debater, moments like this show that even seasoned politicians can struggle under intense scrutiny. With a general election looming, he cannot afford too many of these missteps. The bigger concern for Labour is how this moment will shape public perception. In a media-driven political landscape, optics matter. Starmer's opponents will seize this clip as evidence that he lacks the conviction to lead, while his supporters will argue that one tough interview does not define his ability to govern. Either way, this was not the performance Starmer or his team wanted. The question now is, can he bounce back? One thing is certain. The battle for number 10 is only getting more intense, and every interview, every debate, and every misstep will be scrutinized like never before.